Welcome to our post-match press conference, colleagues, after today's final match of the CAF Women's Champions League COSAFA qualifier. We're joined by Coach Philemon Magwengwe of Double Action. His team has lost by 2-0 against Mamelodi Sundowns of South Africa. Coach, just what's your general impression after the overall tournament and your team's performance today?
The tournament went on so well. We learned a lot. It drained our players, but we did our best. Beyond the point you give up lies the glory. We blundered at the very last, just before we could hit the finishing line, because we were demoralized and disjointed by a goal we conceded early in the game. But otherwise, we gave it a shot. We did our best.
Coach, congratulations. Hard luck for the game, obviously. But congratulations, the team made history. They did to get to play in the final.
Yes.
That on its own, how big is it?
It's quite big. We met the most powerful opponent in the region in women football. Not only in the region, in Africa. They were once African champions. That's not an excuse. They taught us a lesson. They also gave us a lesson where we should go beef up our team, and we should develop our team, and we should instill a sense of big game temperament into our youngsters. But I hope next year they will grow with it. You know, we have 13-year-olds here, we have 16-year-olds here. They have seen, they have tasted, now they will now learn. And if Sundowns need a friendly game, they know where to go.
And coach, also they didn't get to score as many goals. You are one of the few teams that made them to sweat also for those goals as well.
Yeah, really, the game plan today was to sit back and catch them on a fast break, catch them on a counter, catch them on the wing. They also sat back and they crowded somewhere. Otherwise, they wouldn't have scored as many as they would have scored other teams, because they were cautious as well. But good luck to them in Africa as well.
But coach, also this speaks to the development of the Botswana women's football. Last year we've seen the national team go and play in the AFCON. This year we've seen Double Action do that. And also two of the girls that you have raised are in the Sundowns team. They had you. So speaking to the development and the eyes on Botswana, what do you have to say?
Botswana is very robust in women football, to be honest. The girls are playing with the boys at a certain age, from 6 to 12. Then from 13 years they go on their own. And the patron of the Botswana women's football team is the first lady. So the government is into it. I think the future is bright in women football.
There's always next year you go back home. If you've tasted the final, what are some of the things you'll be looking to work at?
Number one will be, we want to play as many games in like Zambia. I saw the standard. Zambia, they're playing at a very high intensity. We'll play our friendly games in Zambia, we'll play our friendly games in South Africa. I think we will go places so that our kids will grow with the game. And we would like to play these games at home. We may air them, if the Botswana television agrees, they should air these games for all the girl children to see, that they can as well come to this stage. This was a very good stage. This was a very good platform. We are not worried that we are not the champions. We are happy that we came, learned, and we are going back home to teach.
So colleagues, now we're joined by Coach Jerry Shabalala of Mamelodi Sundowns. Coach, you've won the title. Just what's your comment over your team's performance in the tournament and after today's performance as well?
Thank you for having me. Look, credit must go to my girls. Credit must go to the technical team. Credit must go to medical team. We did a wonderful job. It wasn't an easy tournament for us. It was a very, very difficult one, and taking into consideration that we came to this tournament with few players who were injured. You saw the likes of Melinda Khadiete and this only recovering late from the tournament, also Karabo Dlamini, and for the girls to give this kind of performance, credit must go to them. As much as sometimes I'm a little bit harsh on them, but they did their best, and I'm really excited, looking forward to the next one.
Thank you, Coach. Questions?
Coach, congratulations. 21 goals and 1 conceded. were those goals enough? When we had 16, you were like, this is not enough. Now you went 21 goals.
Yeah, look, it's a confident booster for us when we go back to our league. We were not scoring so many goals in our league, and I'm hoping that the mentality that the girls they brought to this tournament, they will also bring it into our league. You know, like I once alluded that the entire 2 weeks here, we were working more on our attacking play and trying a lot of combinations up front. You know, and it worked wonders for us. Hence, you've seen us rattling the net 21 times. And defensively, we are very solid. We are very solid, and I'm excited to see that both of the goalkeepers, my internationals, Andre Dlamini and Sedla Mseja, they had a run. It's a pity that my young goalkeeper in Mbalindi Meni, she never got a run. But you know, with time, she'll get a run. Other than that, I'm quite happy with the performance of the team.
It was overall teamwork. Everyone that you gave a shot, you were able to see almost all of your players play at this tournament, and the goals, like you said earlier on in the tournament, they came from everyone. How good, what kind of drive does this go when you go into your team to say this is a teamwork?
Yeah, you know, I always preach the fact that football is a team sport. It's not an individual sport. We've got to work together as a team and work collectively, you know, because if an individual achieves something, then the team doesn't achieve, then there's no purpose of us playing football. But if the team achieves, all of us will achieve. So basically, like I said, it's something that I've been preaching to the players to say, let's try to stay as united as possible so that we can achieve together as a team.
Coach, also the top goal scorer coming from your team, but also it was a competition amongst the Sundowns girls. Is that something that you can put in a central so that all of them, they can have a touch to say there could only be one that could be selected because of the criteria and not the original because of number of goals more? Yeah,
look, I'm glad you highlighted that. You know the girls, they were going to start gossiping about it. That how possible is that it went to somebody who's sharing the same amount of goals with the other striker? You know, but I'm glad that you've just clarified the criteria, because when you look at her, she only played less games and she scored more goals. So basically, I would also be able to clarify to the girls and give them clarity to say, look, this is what's going to happen. This is how it happened. And I'm excited to see that most of the players, even one of our defenders, she was amongst the top goal scorers. It's really exciting to see goals coming from all the angles.
You're off to the Ivory Coast, and now obviously you have your league to go and prepare on. What's going to be key? You won in 2021. Last year, you know how you lost. What's going to be key in preparation this time around?
Look, what I think is going to be key for us, you know, I just had a chat with our medical team. I'll be the happiest person if we could go to Ivory Coast with an injured-free team, you know, a team that doesn't have injuries. You know, even last year in Morocco, we had a couple of few injuries and this which was also battling, you know. And I think the key thing it will be to manage the players better for us going to Ivory Coast. If we could manage those players better, I think that will be key for us.
And last one from me, Coach. Having seen the teams that you competed against, what can you say about the level of women's football in COSAFA generally with the other teams that you have faced? I mean, we had Costa do Sol on the podium for the first time, and even Double Action in the final for the first time. You're doing away with the defending champion without getting anything.
Look, credit must go to all the Southern African teams. You know, the football, it has grown leaps and bounds. And what really excites me is to see Double Action bringing so many young players into this tournament. To also see Green Buffaloes playing with so many young players in the tournament. You know, it poses question to say, what about the other teams? Are we also going to bring the younger ones next year? So I'm really excited to see that football has grown leaps and bounds in COSAFA.
Do we have any more questions? If there's none, then we come to the end of our post-match. Thank you so much, colleagues. Thank you, Coach, and congratulations.
Can I say we brought it back? That's back.